tomatoes. Adapting an outdoor planting activity for children with multiple disabilities.
Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me, please shine down.
The sun was shining down brightly in the garden this day on these students with multiple disabilities, a perfect setting to improve their visual experiences, says Dr. Jane Aaron of the University of Arizona.
That's a girl. Can you push?
Not only does it promote learning, but it also gives the students an opportunity to learn and to generalize some of the things that they experience at home and in the indoor classroom. Not only is the outdoors full of sensory cues, sounds, textures, experiences that they might not have indoors, but it also provides an opportunity to have different visual experiences that are created not only by the natural environment, but the kinds of materials that we built into the lesson.
I feel it!
Built-in sensory encounters with real gardening in the garden, planting real tomatoes.
Special thing. When we put this plant in the ground, it's gonna grow tomatoes.
And while anticipating the tomato planting, the students learn preparation, especially protection from the hot sun.
Reach for the one you would like. I have the yellow hat and I have the blue hat.
And then it's hands-on to feel what they'll produce as gardeners.
It's a little bit squishy. And it's fun to touch inside too. I like it. I like it, I like it. You have some tomato seeds on your lip. The seeds are inside the tomato. The tomatoes!
Instructor Jennifer Concannon and Dr. Aaron team up for this lesson of hands-on planting. They have the students also feel the soil.
Soft and a little bit smooth. It feels good to put your hand in there. Go ahead and try. Okay, you ready, Colin?
Down.
Lots of dirt. We need lots of dirt to plant our plant.
From above, you can see the students preparing for the actual gardening. Dr. Aaron says this lesson enables the students with multiple disabilities to realize there's so much more to the world beyond the indoors or their classrooms or homes.
Perfect.
That was most evident in the highlight of the lesson, the actual planting and watering.
Watering, that's right. You need to water the plant. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind the tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so they can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. That's it. I think that will really help our plants to grow nice and tall and give us tomatoes.
Instructor Jennifer Concannon says this well-planned lesson, a hands-on approach to learning outside, will grow just as successfully as the tomatoes.
I think that they learned many different things. I think that they definitely had a concrete experience about planting. Did they actually understand that we were planting tomatoes or a tomato plant, or this plant was going to produce tomatoes? Not necessarily, but I think that with repeated practice, they would actually get that concept. Reach up to touch the leaves. Okay. Today, I think it was actually the sensory experience, the exploration of the materials, what it takes to plant, the watering, the dirt, the sunshine, and I think those are some of the things that they gathered, and also the practice of their basic skills, such as reaching, looking, grasping. So they are working on their IEP objectives throughout the lesson. So I think there's many things that they gathered.
For example, Jen, the teacher, gave plenty of opportunity for the students to respond when she presented the dirt to them. when she gave them the chance to choose a hat. These are opportunities for the students to be able to interact and to let us know, even if they don't know how to say the word yes or no, or even if they don't have spoken language, or even understand our spoken language, they're beginning to get the idea that when they make a choice, something different will happen. If they choose the yellow hat, that will be the one that stays with them. Or if they put their hand into the dirt, they can make an impression in the dirt. So it had plenty of opportunities for interaction.
Perfect!
And the steps one by one, putting on a hat, feeling the dirt, planting, watering. Dr. Aaron says the children, with repetition, will grasp order.
I think they learned a number of things. First, they learned that a particular sequence of activities takes place in this area, and we hope that when they come back and do another routine of planting, of tending their plants, that they'll begin to recognize the steps in those routines. So they began to put together a set of steps that have to do with planting, which is a real life experience that's probably done at home and that they'll see repeated in the future.
A very big tomato on this plant.
And planting tomatoes, she says, is a perfect choice in sharpening the senses for kids with multiple disabilities and having them realize results from their efforts.
There it is!
Tomatoes we thought of because they actually provide a result to the children. We considered something just like a plant that had an odor to it, or perhaps a flower, but because tomatoes have a real product that the students can taste and touch, we felt that that would be the most meaningful and the most immediate sensory cue for them in being able to connect the planting of a plant with something that has something to do with their real lives.
And when there are tomatoes, we'll pick them and take them to our classroom, and maybe we'll make some pizza sauce.
Nice work today, Colin.
They're all done. Good work.